First of all, the President of the United States accepts the constitutionality of the War Powers Act and sought to live by it. Having done that, the President sent us a letter before the expiration of the time period. And in the letter, and I'm going to put the letter in the record, he says, "Dear Mr. Speaker and Mr. President, the President Pro Tem of the Senate, on March 21st, I reported to the Congress that the United States, pursuant to requests from the Arab League and authorization by the United Nations Security Council, had acted 2 days earlier to prevent a humanitarian catastrophe by deploying U.S. forces to protect the people of Libya." He then goes on, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but then he says, "Thus, pursuant to our ongoing consultations, I wish to express my support for the bipartisan resolution drafted by Senators Kerry, McCain, Levin, Feinstein, Graham, Lieberman, which would confirm that the Congress supports the U.S. mission in Libya and that both branches are united in their commitment to supporting the aspirations of the Libyan people." Now, he asked us to do that before the expiration of 60 days. But we didn't do it. Don't blame the President. The Congress of the United States didn't do it. And let me tell you why, bluntly. Because both leaders in both houses were unwilling at that point in time to do it.
Yeah.
And we have to, let's be honest about this. Senator, you're not letting me finish my point, which is that you're saying the President violated the process here and didn't come to the Congress. He did come to the Congress. He sent us a letter requesting us to do the authorization, and we didn't do it. That's the simple fact here. Moreover, there's a constitutional question here, because in paragraph B of the War Powers Act, it says that the President shall terminate any use of the United States Armed Forces with respect to such report was submitted unless the Congress has either declared war or has enacted a specific authorization within the 60-day period. So if Congress doesn't act, Congress can, in effect, by its lack of action, challenge the constitutional right of the President to do something. That's, in effect, a constitutional standoff. And any senator could have gone to the floor of the United States Senate with a resolution during those 60 days. No senator chose to do so. So all I'm saying is I'm not going to sit here and let everybody throw the dart at the White House saying the President violated this and that when he's the first President to ever say, I accept the constitutionality of the War Powers Act. Secondly, sent us a letter before the expiration of the time asking us to pass the authorization. And thirdly, I'll say this to you as the chairman, I went to the leaders. Nobody wanted to do it.
So keep that in mind if you think Kerry and Obama can be trusted about war. And as Glenn Greenwald points out, recall how in one of the most overlooked bad acts of the Obama administration, the House of Representatives actually voted overwhelmingly against authorizing the U.S. war in Libya. And yet Obama simply ignored the vote and proceeded to prosecute the war anyway. And now, as far as Syria, to make matters more complicated, Obama's aides made clear that the president's search for affirmation from Congress would not be binding. He might still attack Syria even if Congress issues a rejection. President Obama has made it crystal clear that even if Congress votes against authorization, he intends on attacking Syria anyway. The only way to protect ourselves is to impeach him now. And also keep in mind that the head of the UN, the Secretary General of the UN, apparently is playing games because that UN investigation, the mandate is not trying to determine who was behind the chemical attack. And the evidence points to the rebels being behind a March attack of this year. There are reports that the rebels could have been behind these gas attacks. And that would make sense to draw America into this war in order to provide a pretext for America to attack Syria. Because if Syria was intent on killing civilians so indiscriminately, they could have easily just shot off missiles and dropped bombs and killed people with conventional weapons, and gave no pretext for a war against them by Western powers. Now, even if you want to say, okay, well, it wasn't the rebels behind the March attack, then why wasn't the red line drawn in March? What the hell is going on here? Please share these videos with everyone you can by using the YouTube tools below. And I'll have a new video coming up soon. I just wanted to make that point where Kerry's brazen dishonesty about the Libya war and the War Powers resolution. And that it's crazy to trust Obama because he insisted Libya wasn't even hostilities. We must reach more people to stop this war agenda. Here's a link to the Representative Press PayPal account. All donations go to advertise these videos, to give them a boost.